Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution. Look at this hair. Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 960. Happy Friday. It's a free-for-all Friday. I said yesterday that we were going to do Topps Chrome Platinum Anniversary. We are not. I lied. It was not without trying. I did go to the store. I stopped at Target. They did not have any on the shelf. So what I've been teasing all along, I should just pick up random cards. So we're going to do that. So we're going to go way back. We've got some, make sure this is not on camera. So I've got some modern. I've got some 70s, some guys that played in the 50s and 60s, actual 70s cards, modern stuff. Oh, there's a 60s card. So I think I've got 15 cards in here. Doing baseball. So that's going to be Name That Player coming up later in the show. I did go to Target. I got my hair cut. I was really needing a haircut. So I went, got a haircut, which is right across from Target. And went into Target. They had a full card section. And I haven't been to, this is in Fitchburg, and I hadn't been to this Target in a while. In fact, I don't go to Target that much for whatever reason. So they had a big full card section, like no baseball, which is weird. The Walmarts that I go to are like fully stocked with baseball. So I'm looking around. There were some products that I'd never seen before. There was like a Leaf, which I want to talk about Leaf. There was a Leaf like wrestling autograph product that I'd never seen before. There was a USFL football box set, which I almost bought just for the fun. Like, this is kind of cool. And then I looked up like some of the singles on this new USFL Upper Deck product. Like I think you get like, I don't know. I didn't really look at the box, but I think there's, when I looked it up on eBay, but some of like the serial number cards sell for like $15. I'm like, what? 2023 Upper Deck USFL. It's a box set. This one sold on eBay for $42, free shipping, but I'm not sure how much. I thought it was only like $25 in store. I'm not sure, but you get, okay, each box set contains the 30 card base set. That's a pretty weak set. That's the complete base set, and 5 parallels. And that's what I was seeing on eBay. Like some of the parallels were selling for $15. Wow. So I might just, if they are $25, I might just pick one up just to, this is cool. I wonder what they are on DealerNet, actually, now that I think about it, if they are on DealerNet. Let's see, am I logged in? By the way, your cards are overpriced. That's what we're going to talk about today. Your cards are overpriced. Thank you to our friends over at Chasing Cardboard, which, damn it, I forgot to bring. They sent me a nice little package that I received yesterday. Upper Deck. Oh, I don't think you can sell Upper Deck on. Oh, no, I think you can. On DealerNet. Let's see. Other. Oh, wait. Kind of young. I was up a little early today. Not as early as yesterday. I was up at 5 this morning. Let's see. I did get 100 cards listed on eBay this morning. I was, it would have been more, nothing on DealerNet. It would have been more, but I was trying to play Cubs general manager this morning. So I saw a clip, Luke Little's mom. Luke Little's a relief pitcher for the Cubs, plays in AAA, not on the 40-man roster. He's a freaking stud. He's gone all the way from single A to AAA this season. He's made 3 different stops. He was at South Bend, and then he was promoted to Double A the week before because his parents were going to come up to Beloit when I was there. I've met his parents. I first met his parents a few years ago, I think, at spring training. Awesome people. Lived down in, I think, North Carolina. And so hang out with them at spring training. So I was hoping to get to hang out with them at the game when they played Beloit. But, I mean, it was good news. He got promoted to Double A. So it's like, maybe push it like one more week. Get him a game in Beloit. So I saw a tweet. He, in his last 4 appearances, Luke Little at AAA, 7 innings pitched, just 2 hits, no runs, 12 strikeouts, and 2 walks in 7 innings. And he's a left-hander, which is what the Cubs need in the bullpen. He'd be perfect, but he's not on the 40-man roster. So I'm like, well, who could the Cubs drop? Get Luke on the 40-man. So that's the thing about it. It's not like you can just, well, he's hitting hard, bring him up. And then I've realized Pete Crow Armstrong is also not on the 40-man roster. So it's like you can't just bring him up right now. So I'm in my group chat, and somebody mentioned, I think we have a couple spots open. So yeah, I do recall, I think we do have at least 1, possibly 2 spots open on the 40-man. So maybe they're just kind of waiting to put PCA, like if there's a need, you don't want to get trapped and be like, oh shit, we need this position, but we put this guy in the 40-man. Anyway, Cubs won last night. Hot coffee. Cubs won last night. So they are, I think, 3 games behind the Brewers in the National League Central. And I think they are now, let's see, they still hold the 2nd wild card spot. So the Cubs right now in the 2nd wild card spot. So it'd go Brewers lead the division. Wild card along with the other division leaders, Braves and Dodgers. And the National League wild card as of this morning, the Phillies have the number 1 wild card. The Cubs have the number 2 wild card. And the Arizona Diamondbacks, who have won 8 out of their last 10 games, they are in that 3rd wild card spot with the Giants and Reds right on their heels. So the Cubs actually now, they're projected to win at this pace 85.5 wins on their current projection. So that's what I did yesterday. Got a haircut, struck out at Target, shipped and listed and shipped. So I did add a whole bunch of football. Yesterday morning I added football. Let's see, that's football, basketball, baseball, football, and then I've got another batch of football that'll be going up here this morning. So get a couple hundred cards added today. Madison Card Show, let's make sure you know that that's going on tomorrow. Madison Card Show is tomorrow, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive, 125 dealer tables. I am sold out, so come on out. It's going to be a busy show. I'm down to just 2 tables, but I'll have my bargain boxes. I'll have supply, so come see me. I'll be on the back wall tomorrow where I usually am when I set up in the upstairs ballroom. And it's going to be bargain box row because I've got 2 tables. My guy, Jeff, he's like the dime box guy. You see him in Oak Creek. You see him at the Spectacular, at the National. Zach and Porter, big fans. Jeff's going to be right there in the middle. And then my guy, Eric, who also has bargain boxes. So it's going to be bargain box row with the 3 dealers on that back wall upstairs at the Madison Card Show tomorrow, 9 to 3. I did have a dealer reach out. I've got several new dealers, about a dozen, which is kind of the par for the course. Each month there's about 12 first-time dealers. So I had a dealer reach out to me, and he's like, hey, it says the doors open at 9. Do we have to set up as early as 7? I'm like, no, you don't have to, but you might lose out on sales because I've got people that walk the floor as early as 7:30. Doors don't open at 9. Doors open at when I open them, because I'm not going to stop you from shopping and spending money. I am a capitalist. So we're not going to lock the doors on our customers, our paying customers, like James, who's an early bird. James, I don't know if he's coming tomorrow, but unfortunately for James, I will not have any new stuff from what he saw Sunday in Janesville. Just didn't have time to add new stuff to my boxes. So if you saw me in Janesville, not going to have anything new for you. So the thing is, for dealers, the earlier you set up, the earlier you have a chance to make money, because typically mornings are a little busier than the later in the day we get, especially by the afternoon. So get there early and leave early. I don't care if you leave early either. If there's nobody in the room buying and you want to leave, go ahead and go home. So that's my thought process. So tomorrow, 9 to 3, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive, but get there early. Hang out with James. He'll be digging through some bargain boxes if he makes it up. So that's tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to it. Today's a busy day. We had Weed Man already here. I'm like typing away, and all of a sudden I see somebody in my backyard. What the hell's now? Who's here? It's Weed Man. We've got these thistles. Oh my God. The previous owner just let the whole yard go to shit. So there were just an overabundance of thistles all throughout the backyard. So our landscapers came in, like tore them all out, planted grass, but these thistles, I mean, it's going to take a lot more than that. So I used an entire bottle of Weed Be Gone spraying these damn thistles. And I only did like from the deck stairs here to like the steps over here, a whole freaking bottle. That's how many damn thistles. So I told him, I'm like, I just used this whole bottle. We need to call, and I still have that side of the house to go, the yard, the back. There's tons of thistles in the back. So Weed Man was here this morning. And then I have a couple other appointments later today. So it's going to be a busy day. And I got to get to the Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive and get the layout set. I'm going to drop off my boxes so I don't have to do that first thing in the morning. The chat is working right away. I saw Terry's chat comment right away. Hey, I want to talk about Leaf today as well. Where's Brian Gray? Where's Brian? Good morning, Terry. Happy Friday. Carl's in the house. Good morning to you. David is here. What's happening? We've got Todd. Good morning. Happy Friday. Good morning, Kyle. This is a good topic. So the topic today, your sports cards are not worth as much as you think. And I'm guilty. I'm guilty that sometimes I overvalue the cards. Now, when you do this full time, you've got that helping you sell. Like, okay, yeah. The money today is better than the potential for money in 6 months, a year. Never. And there was a comment that was said, this is all inspired from the latest Chasing Cardboard episode. And I don't know, the dealer that they were talking with said something to the effect of, I'll lose money if I sell it to you at that. It's like, well, you would be getting, and I think Ty even said, well, you'll be getting money. But I think people take the stock market, and you don't lose money in the stock market until you sell if it's at a loss. So say you buy, we're just going to pull numbers out of the air. What's Apple? 1,000? I don't know what Apple stock is at, but say Apple's $1,000. Say you bought Apple today for $1,000. Now in 6 months, Apple stock drops to 500. Say you just bought one stock. You're not losing money if you purchased $1,000 in stock today and in 6 months it's only worth $500. You didn't lose any money because it's the stock market. You don't lose that money until you sell. But it's not quite the same when it comes to your sports cards. Say you buy a Luka rookie for $100. We're just going to use $100 for $100 today, and he tears his ACL this winter, and now it's only worth $25. You didn't lose your money until you sell, which is the same, right, as the stock market. But that's a bad analogy. How about I shouldn't laugh. The Wander Franco situation. Say he never plays baseball again. It's probably better to dump your Wander Franco cards now. Like the Wander Franco market right now is very liquid, and you may see people say, "Oh, look at how many Wander Franco cards have sold on eBay." Well, no shit. People are dumping them. Look at the average price of Wander Franco cards. I bet they're not going up. I know they're not going up. Of course, they're liquid because everybody's selling them, and there are speculators that think, I'll buy cheap. I mean, hey, buy low, right? That's what you got to do. Say that $100 card is now worth $50. But if he never plays baseball again, that $100 card that's today worth $50, 2 weeks ago it was worth $100, today it's worth $50. In 6 months to a year, something happens and he doesn't play baseball, might only be worth $10. So sometimes it's okay to take a loss, is what I'm trying in a roundabout way. I'm doing a really shitty job explaining it, but that's what I mean. Sometimes it's okay to take a loss. If you bought a bunch, and I think this is in the episode, it looked like the guy just bought a bunch of stuff during the pandemic. If you bought $1,000 worth of wax during the pandemic, guess what? It's not going up. There's so much of that shit. I see it. Oh my God. I see, like when I'm offered bulk, I see it so much. Or when I look at quarter boxes, I see so much. When I get Goodwill pallets, people are like, I can't believe there's all that new stuff. There's more of it than there's 89 tops. It feels like it's everywhere. So it's okay to take a loss. I wouldn't be selling your Ohtani rookies at a loss right now. So that's kind of that's what I wanted to talk about. Your sports cards, we tend to, and I think Ty even mentioned this in the Chasing Cardboard episode where he mentioned it's not what you have into it. And I think that a lot of dealers we see and we work with and we talk with, and we see dealers, well, I can't sell it for that because I've got this into it. It's like, but it's not worth that today. You're not going to get what you want for it because it's just not worth that anymore. It doesn't matter what you paid for it. Drive a car, buy a new car and drive it off the lot and be like, I don't want this. Try to get your money back on that. Not going to happen. And that's similar to your mindset has to be similar in cards. Like, well, I can't sell it for that. And sometimes you see showcases that are just overpriced. Well, I can't sell it for less because that's what I've got into it. I can't lose money. Well, what are you doing here? Especially if you set up at shows, you're spending money to vend at a card show. Probably some there's other extraneous is that there's other expenses you're spending money on to be at that card show attempting to sell your overpriced cards. Now you're losing money. You're pissing away this money on dealer tables, on gas, an entire day to not sell any cards because you have them overpriced because you feel you need to get what you spent into them. And that's just not how it works. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Good morning, Steve. Steve Ains Comedy in the house. We've got Victor, a great Cub win. They have us on the edge of their seats every freaking game, biting my fingernails. Again, I think we gave up a lead and then had to come back in extra innings. But a win's a win. Just move on. Try to not let it happen tonight. Card Hobbyist is here. What's up? Good morning. We've got Donald Davis in the house. We've got bragging rights on the line. Donald Davis's South Fulton Rebels tonight hosting my Anawan Weathersfield Titans. Friday night football. I think it's a new conference. I think it's the Lincoln Trail Prairie Land Division, which the Prairie Land Conference was where South Fulton came from. What is that? Now I'm curious, so I'm gonna have to look this up. Sports and activities football, and I think the radio station's actually broadcasting the game. They used to broadcast all the games, and then new ownership took over and kind of killed local radio. Lincoln Trail Prairie Land. Oh, so there's a small and a large. So we've got the Lincoln Trail Conference, Lincoln Trail Prairie Land. I guess it's hyphenated. Lincoln Trail Prairie Land Conference, small division, Abingdon Avon, South Fulton, Havana, Anawan Weathersfield, United, Rova. Let's see. Who do they co-op with? Rova? Williamsfield? Princeville, Rushville Industry, and the Stark County Rebel. So who's in the big division? Lincoln Trail Large. We've got Mercer County, Illini West, Elmwood Brimfield, Farmington, West Hancock, Knoxville, Lewistown. Oh, Macomb. Forgot Macomb. So very cool. Hit that like button. Thank you, Steve. Subscribe to the channel. Dave is back from who's Bushnell Prairie City got? Dave teaches at BPC High School. They are in 8-man football. And tonight, is it tonight? Oh, nope. Bushnell Prairie City. Coach Jacob Schisler is taking on St. Anne. Do you know who went to St. Anne? The biggest name from St. Anne, Jack Sikma. There's a 70s name for you. Jack Sikma went to St. Anne. St. Anne hosting the Spartans of Bushnell Prairie City at 2 o'clock tomorrow on a Saturday afternoon. Who's Coach Matt got? Coach McCormick. He's over at West Prairie. They play tonight at Galva, where I got my radio start, the Galva Wildcats. James loves the thumbnail. People price cards so high, it's crazy. Carl wants to know what cards are in the display case behind you. Let's see. I've got a couple old judges in there. Yep, 2 old judges. I've got a Buckner gold coin. Those are from the 1800s. I've got a T206 Three Fingers Brown. Got a Grover Cleveland Alexander. That card is Grover Cleveland Alexander. It's a strip card. It's pretty beat up. A bunch of T205 gold borders. There's a few Joe Tinkers in there. It's a Frank Chance. Let's see. What else? We've got a couple T202s. Those are the long ones. I've got like 6 or 7 of these. I've got an Ernie Banks rookie. Lou Brock rookie is right next to Ernie. And then Earl Cunningham 90 score autographed in blue Sharpie. It was my very first autograph. Not that particular card. I've got a Ryan Sandberg, the only non-Cubs card in that case. Ryan Sandberg, 1981 Oklahoma City minor league card. There's a Gleyber Torres first chrome auto that I greatly overpaid for. Same with the Chris Bryant chrome auto. I've got an Ethan Roberts PSA 10 flagship rookie. I've got a Javi Baez first chrome auto in there. I've got the Javi and the Chris Bryant Bowman Aflac autos, and then there's a Alexander Canario auto superfractor. So those are some of the cards that are in the display case behind me. As a few people mentioned, I think I'm going to balance it out. I did not measure this wall, but hopefully I can get another case in there and make it look a little better. Because, yeah, it does look a little off. And I don't really know what to put in that case. I've got the basketball and the football, which I've got 2 shelves that I need to put stuff on. So I think I can just dump that, put another case in there. It doesn't really fit the rest of what's going on in this room. George is here. What's happening, George? We've got the Hall of Fame card collector. Good morning to you. Happy Friday, AA cards. Hall of Fame card collector had 4 sales yesterday, even upping my promotions to 12.5%. That's awesome, I think. Hopefully that's awesome for you. I upped my promotions to 12.5%, and so far it's about a week in, and I'm just not seeing the increase that I expect. Like, I'm not seeing a 1.5. My cap originally was 11%. I'm not seeing a 1.5% increase in sales. Now I think there was a discussion in the I think it was in the Hobby Evolution Facebook group. There's a lot of misconceptions over promoted listings on eBay. And I think one of the biggest misconceptions is you're just paying 12.5% on everything. You're not. You're not paying for impressions. You're not paying for page views. You're only paying when an item sells. And you're only paying a promotional fee if it was clicked via promoted listings. Like if it was bumped at the top of the search, if you send a link out to somebody and they click it, it shouldn't be a promoted listing. And if you're under dynamic, instead of flat rate on your promotion percentage, it could vary. Like I had a sale yesterday, 3.5%, even though my cap's 12.5. Now, more times than not, it's what my cap is. But there are times where it's like, oh, hey, 4%. So there you go. Philly Joe's in the house. What's happening? Maddie Ice is here. Good morning to you. Go Cubs, go. We've got James saying people that use Beckett are the guys that are overpriced. And actually, if you watch Chasing Cardboard, and I knew they had to Mike and Ty kind of had to pry it out of him. Because in the episode, he said something. He's like, I usually get 75%. And then they said, I think they asked, well, are you doing that on eBay sold? And he just kind of dodged that comment. And I'm like, he's using Beckett. He's using Beckett pricing. And then he did say, like later on in the show, I use Beckett pricing. And you can see Mike in the background go, oh. So that's when you know, like, well, it's Beckett high price is this. It's like, no. Good morning. Angel Baby Cards is here on the West Coast where it's bright and early. Actually, is it even bright yet in California? At 5:30 here, it was still dark. When I woke up, because I finally got out of bed, I woke up at 5, scrolled on my phone, the zombie morning thing. And then finally, like 5:30, I went to make the coffee. And it was dark. The sky, not the coffee. I don't like dark coffee. People give me shit. Like, it's too light. It's like, fuck you. I'll drink my coffee the way I want. Now, it's different if I'm making somebody else coffee, which rarely happens when my mom comes and visits twice a year. But she doesn't care. Like if you're making office coffee, that's different. Like you have to be in the middle. Like you can't. I had a coworker who just freaking like the coffee ground. Like you have your coffee filter, and like you're supposed to put. We had the email. I think I read the email on one of the shows about the coffee. I can read it again because I love reading it from the manager at my office. Coffee was like the biggest drama in the office. I think that's probably most offices is like that. But we had a couple guys that would just freaking and it was like like the coffee grounds were like overflowing. Like they put so much damn coffee in there, and it was like, like. So then when I made coffee, they bitched because I didn't make it freaking syrup. Like you were like chewing your coffee. I don't want to chew my coffee. Good morning, Harlan. I'm like, why do I have that comment up? Max is here. He's going to be set up. So, Max, I'm going to have you. Craig is not setting up tomorrow. Craig, I think he's off somewhere. He's like, I think Craig listens, but he's just like traveling all over the place. I think he's off and globetrotting somewhere. So Craig's not going to be at the show tomorrow. So I'm going to have you where Craig, like in two tables where Craig is. So basically where your tables were, but like the two tables that Craig took up. So you'll have to look at me. Like we'll be looking at each other. I'll be against the wall facing you. So I have to look at you and you have to look at me. I was putting the tables together last night. I've had to do a lot of like flip-flopping on the fly this week. I've had some cancellations, which is okay. Like when you reach out to me on like Tuesday and Wednesday and even Thursday. But like if it's afternoon on Friday, that's when I get grumpy when you cancel on me. So I was able to move people. I've got people that want extra tables. I've got a waiting list. So we're in good situation. But if I take some cancels like late Friday night, some of these guys are coming from like, or some of the people on my waiting list are from like Chicago. So I want to make sure like I got to give them ample time, to fill in. So usually I don't really go on first come, first serve when it comes to the waiting list. I kind of go geographically because I don't want to lose, somebody from far away. So it's just once there's a waiting list, I don't go straight down a list, just so you're aware. I just so if you reach out to me ahead of time is the best time. Ahead of time is the best time, but not like 2 months. Not like 2 months because then I'm not as organized 2 months out. Like if you wanted to book you can book the September show now. I'm prepared for that. But October, no, I'm not prepared for that. So Madison Card Show tomorrow, 9 to 3. John Sheraton, John Nolan Drive, Sheraton Hotel. Sports card ripping teacher. Thanks for that update yesterday. Go Cubs, go. You are welcome. Good morning, Cooter. What's happening? SCRT. I don't know what that means. Weed man is a totally different term in some circles. I know. Unfortunately, it's like a weed killer here. It's not the good kind. It's not the good kind, man. Good morning, card hobbyist. They're bumping fists. Look at all these fist bumps. Boom, boom, boom. Michael Renicky, he's going to be set up tomorrow. He'll be kind of back in our hood. So we've got Scott and Michael setting up where they're usually at. Max. And then I'll be actually I'm like on the opposite side. I'm facing Max, but not directly across from Max. I'm kind of over on the other wall. We got Jesse back there. I know Jesse listens to the show. Jesse is next to Max. We've got Jack back. Jack is back. It's been a while. It's been like 2 years since he's been set up. John Boomer's back for the first time in several months. Let's see. Who else do we have back? Tim's back. He set up a few months ago. We've got our regulars, our sponsors, 5-star cards. They'll be taking submissions for PSA, SGC. He also has some good bargain boxes. Jim from Lion Images. He's right as you walk in the door. He's one of our show sponsors. And then in the first floor Williamson Ballroom, occupying the entire back wall, it's the Fari Brothers, Fari Brother Breaks. They are back there, our show sponsors. Let's see. Paul's here tomorrow. He's got a bunch of BCW supplies. Badger Breaks is back. Who else do we have back? Oh, Sean, my guy Sean from Kansas City's back. It's been a while, so it's good to have him back. We've got Phil from Cool Cards, always bringing like a boatload of 52 Tops mantles. Like, look at his case, and I'm like, there's like $300,000 in this showcase. So he'll be upstairs. We've got our buddy Eric, whole bunch of people. So not sure what how many dealers do I have tomorrow? We've got Shaq, my guy Rocky's gonna be set up tomorrow. Let's see. I think we've got 62 dealers. 62 dealers. 62 dealers, 125 tables. Max says net worth still decreases, LOL, but true. There you go. That's true. But Matty Ice says, is it petty to go ahead and get rid of my Jonathan Taylor cards with how he's acting and with whatever team he signs with? I'm assuming I could get decent value with a collector of the new. Not petty at all. Not petty at all. Not petty at all. I did hear the Bears had checked in on him. I think there were 6 teams that checked in on him. See, I'm a Badger fan, so I think it'd be cool to have Jonathan Taylor with the Chicago Bears. Angel Baby says, yes, I'm in no way interested in comments that say the price of cards are going down. Let's see. Andy Max says, I sold a Chrome rookie of 5 Wander this spring for $3K. $1K under the last comp. I was slightly disappointed, but happy to have the money. Now I'm over the moon that I sold then. Absolutely. Absolutely. Max has a counter to Matty Ice. You think Taylor is acting like a baby? What about his drunk owner that has pissed off pretty much everybody that's come to the team? That's a fair point. JT just wants out of the toxicity. I'm going with Max on this one. Not because I'm a Badger homer, but because Jim Irsay is he's eccentric. So I'm going with Max. I don't think Jonathan Taylor's the problem in Indy. Did you watch Moynihan's live sale? Shit, no. Was that last night? Or is it just, I'm sure it's on somewhere. So I don't forget, I'm going to bring that up. Is it on Baseball Collector channel? Baseball Collector. I'll watch that today. Oh, yeah. Streamed 10 hours ago. Oh. Can you hear that? Dana from StreamYard? I get her commercials all the time. So I have that popped up, so I'll have that tuned in later today. Matty Ice to Max. I totally get that. It could have been handled on both sides. I don't really know what to think. T206 kid in the house. Most collectors have emotional attachment. Nailed it right there. That's what it is. There's monetary. It's also monetary, which is emotional as well. But I totally get that. I have an emotional attachment. I price if you've ever looked at my eBay store, I tend to price my Bears cards, the ones that I'm emotionally attached to, higher than others. Like in 86 Topps William Perry rookie card, normally something like that, I would probably price it like $2. But since it's the fridge, I price it at like $4. And then it sits for a while and it's just in a box anyway. I might as well sell it for $2 if somebody comes in and sends me an offer. So yes, there's definitely emotional attachments. So they tend to value them at their full-blown best case scenario price, if not more. And you see that a lot. Like when people ask me like, what's this worth? And it's like, well, and so I'll just go to eBay. I'm like, okay, so this is, and we're just going to throw out $100. So this sold. And I always say, you got to look at eBay sold. Don't look at Beckett. Don't look at other price guides. Look at eBay sold. And now I know there are people who say, oh, eBay's not the end all be all for comps. It is. Let's be real. It is. You just have to do your due diligence when checking. Make sure you're looking at the right stuff and all that stuff. Anyway, look at sold. Okay, so this sold for $100. And so that doesn't mean you're just going to sell it for $100 just to anybody. So like sometimes people, I'll sell it to you for $100. That's not how this works. I I don't want the item you're trying to sell me. B, since I don't want the item you're trying to sell me, this is what I do full time. I'm not going to, you don't go to a car dealership and pay what the dealer paid for a car. That's how this works. It's business. So I say, now, just because it sells for $100, you could sell it for $100 also, maybe. But remember, there are sales expenses that go into that. Now, that's an all-in price. You've got to ship it. Since you don't sell regularly, you probably don't have the necessary supplies to ship it in. Say it's just a card. I'm sure it's at a top loader, so you have that, but you may not have a bubble mailer. So you have to go out, say it's $1. You have to pay for shipping. Now there's fees on top of that. So fees, you're looking at $13 in fees, $1 for your bubble mail. There's $14, $4 for shipping. There's $18, rounded up to $20. It's $80. That's best case scenario. Now, and it's not like you're just going to put it on eBay right now and somebody's going to buy it. It may be 6 months from now. So if you want the money today, you're going to have to sell at a discount because your buyer, you may have to wait. But if you have a buyer today, like I'll give you $50 cash, $50 in cash to me today is better than maybe $80 in the future. And you don't know, the future could be tomorrow and it could be 2 years from now. Max says, not sure what it is about the chasing guys. All the content just seems so fake and forced. Well, that's because it's basically TV. Everything on TV is fake and forced. So that's actually a good thing. Because they get a lot more views. Like my show is not faked or forced. It's pretty raw. And look at the views. A lot less people like raw and uncut than fake and forced. Fake and forced gets the views. Look at all the fake and forced videos out there. Jeff Wilson. All the other, the top influencers, it's all fake and forced. That's what gets the clicks. But I don't have the patience for that. The talent for that. I don't know how to freaking produce and edit and do all that stuff. So that's why you just get me unfiltered with a shitty camera. Nick's in the house. Sell at a loss, claim the loss, free up the money, use the capital elsewhere. There you go. Hey, if you're following the law and reporting your earnings, you can also report your losses. So that's let's see. Max to Matty Ice. JT just requested a trade. That was about it. The drunk just made a big deal about it. If I was a Colts fan, I'd find a different team. Angel Baby. Sorry, Bo. People who buy cards without knowing what they are doing typically are the ones who do all the complaining. I can't disagree there. Michael says, what you paid for something can fall into the sunk cost fallacy. I like it. And Card Hobbyist agrees. Boom. I like that emoji. That's a cool emoji. Matty Ice says, I've been a fan for 40 years, so not going to happen even though I've contemplated it. That's the thing. Like we go through I can't imagine. Yesterday's topic was about the White Sox, and I don't even think we talked about it. We grazed the subject here and there. I'd be so pissed. Any Jerry Reinsdorf owned team, I would thank God. Thank God I'm not a big fan of Jerry Reinsdorf, even though I'm a Chicago guy. I'm not a Chicago guy. I'm a Chicago fan. Any Jerry Reinsdorf, like they just earmuffs. Jerry Reinsdorf fucks his teams. I can't imagine being a White Sox or a Bulls fan. And the Cubs have given me headaches as a fan Certainly the Bears have given me headaches. Kyle says, if you buy 10 cards for $100 and 9 of them become quarter cards and one of them becomes a $200 card, you have made money even though 9 cards lost their value. Same with stocks. There you go. There you go. Get that. That's why I like to get that average cost down. And so when you buy in volume at the bargain, say I'm at the bargain boxes, I know the guy that runs the Freeport card shop. Typically, he's not giving me blowout bargain volume discounts, but he's still giving me some discounts. Like basically, I know no matter how many cards I pull, I'm probably going to get them for about 40 cents a card. So I can go and I can take some, and that's why I don't have to like comp like, ooh, I wonder what Trey Lance is a bad example. I wonder what this Trevor Lawrence card is. Like I get this, like this is probably a card you find in a 50-cent box. Trevor Lawrence, wild card. It's like, I might be able to list it, keyword list, not sell, list it for $250. You know, maybe if I get enough Trevor Lawrence cards, somebody will come and buy 7 or more, get that 25% off discount, hit my eBay store up, 99centcards.com, boom, boom, boom. Or they send me an offer. I have offers on everything. I'll take $2. Do the math, minus 40. I'm still coming out ahead. Is it the type of profit I really want? Not really. I don't want to sell. I don't want to pay 40 cents for a card and then only net at the end of the day, after the cost of goods, after the fees, after the supplies, netting about a quarter. I'm trying to do the math on that. Yeah, probably a quarter after 40 cents on the card itself. Not ideal. But sometimes you take that and I might get 10 Trevor Lawrence cards. And if I sell 10 of them at $2 for the same to the same buyer, I save on all of that other stuff. And now that becomes, you know, could be like a $6 or $7 profit. And that's what you try to do. You may take, you know, it's like, oh, Trey Lance, you know, maybe I was speculating maybe about 10 Trey Lances at 40 cents a pop, spent $4. And it's like, well, shit, these are quarter cards now. They may sit in the quarter box. It's like, well, I'm just going to have to write that one off. There's a $4 loss. Where we at? Andy Mack says, I think some dealers just like having a reason to complain about the show sucking, business sucking, life sucking, etc. Yes. I just said what I hate. I just said etc. etc. I think you're right. There's always something. There's always a reason that a show sucks for a dealer. And it's never on them. It's never that their prices are too high. It's not that they don't have liquid inventory. It's that it's too hot. It's too cold. It's raining. It's sunny. It's snowing. It's sleeting. There's a football game today. There's a festival over in the next town over. There's a NASCAR race. That was actually an excuse of one of the Madison shows before I did mine. The previous Madison show, there's a NASCAR race on. It's like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We're not losing customers at a card show because of the NASCAR race. There's always an excuse. Tony says, Trey Mancini picked up by the Reds. He hit a homer for the Louisville Bats last night. Man, is he falling off the cliff. I loved that signing for the Cubs back in It was announced at Cubs convention and everybody, how fast when you bat 200, how you become the favorite free agent signing to by June. We need to get rid of this guy. He sucks. Todd says, I agree with you, Tony. All collectors have an emotional attachment to their cards, me included. I think, yeah, every one of us does. Every one of us, whether we like to admit it or not. Good morning, Mark Marinello. He's in the house. I've done a card show since the late 70s, and it's really never changed. Dealers who complain have their cards priced well above market value, especially commons. Yes. Let's see. Angel Baby says, Kyle is right. The law of averages compensates for cards that never become worth buying. And you got to get strategic. You've got to limit, and you've got to go from, maybe in Kyle's example, go from, okay, today, say you're just starting out. You're looking to flip dollar cards or $10, in his example, $10 cards. Yes, it's great that one becomes a $200 card, but 9 of them suck. Not every time are you going to have a $200 card that you get for $10. So say they all are basically, say your biggest win is a $50 card, but then the 9 become quarter cards. Oh, now you're in the. So you've got to go from a 10% accuracy rate, try to get it to 50%, and then keep like, okay, I know I can make my money on 8 of 10, and I'm taking a flyer on these other 2. Where are we at? Card Hobbyist sold a 1991 comic ball common for $1.75 a couple days ago. I guess that was worth more than I thought. So here's the thing, and I think I even listed it in the description to this video. I'm pretty sure I did write it out. Are you going to sell a 1991 Fleer Barry Bonds for $1.75, $1.50? Absolutely. Does that mean it's worth it? No. No. I can go and I can, and that's where a lot of people say, well, I sold here. Oh, I just sold a bunch of Ricky Hendersons. I just sold, what's the shittiest one? 1985 Topps. 1985 Topps All-Star Ricky Henderson sold for $1.50. Does that mean it's worth $1.50? No, absolutely not. Will it sell? Will it sell for that? Maybe. And it might, that card, I don't know if I listed that this week or last year. There's some stuff that just sits. And that's what I mentioned. I think that was a topic last week, was what doesn't sell is better for us to know than what does sell. I thought when I list, and I take flyers on stuff when I list cards. It's like, I'm gonna see if this sells. Like this is unique. I think this is a cool card. If I didn't have it or didn't have easy access, I might pay $1.50, $2 for this card. And so I'll take flyers. And I took a flyer long ago, a year ago, on 85 Topps Baseball Team USA cards. I'm like, oh, this is nostalgic. When I post these on Twitter, people are like, oh, love them. But they don't move. And I've sold a few here and there, and I love it when somebody comes in and buys like 4, because I've got like all the players minus the McGuire, and I think all the Corey Snyders sold. But now it's down to like Mike Dunn. Dave Arnold has a good Mike Dunn story. Mike Dunn, Audebay McDowell, Rod Dedew. I probably mispronounced that name, but and so I get like excited when somebody comes in and buys 3 or 4 of those, because it's like, oh, those have been sitting in my store for 2 years. Andy Mack says, Hobby Evolution, your source for Illinois Class 1A high school football talk. Wow, I am way behind in the chat. I'm 30 minutes behind in the chat. I'm like, wow, I haven't talked about high school football in a long time. Sigma had an unstoppable shot. Jack Sigma, St. Anne, the Illinois Wesleyan, all the way to the Seattle Supersonics. Dave has his money on AW tonight. Preseason, ranked number 8 in Class 1A. Taking on the South Fulton Rebels tonight. I'll have it on. I think the radio station's covering it. Todd says, with Steven Strasburg retiring, how is he looked at in the hobby? A bust or a good player with lots of injuries? So I think from a hobby perspective, he would be not really a bust, but he certainly didn't live up to the hype. And he's a pitcher, and he had a lot of injuries. So he is not a good seller when it comes to baseball cards. He had a great career. Not a Hall of Fame career, but he had a great career. But That's why I hate hype, because he had a great, if he came out of nowhere, you'd be like, oh my God, Steven Strasburg, he's like one of the greatest pitchers of our generation. But because he was so hyped, he's a letdown. And we think, oh, he's always hurt, he sucked, he's a bust. I'm curious, what do his numbers look like? We're going to play Name That Player. We're going to all across the board this morning. Let's see. Wow, he's only 35, which is pretty young. He has a career WAR of 32.3. That's pretty good. 113 wins, a 3.24 career ERA, 1,700 strikeouts. He was only a 3-time All-Star. That's surprising. He finished 3rd in Cy Young voting in 2017, 5th in the Cy Young voting in 2019, and 9th in 2014. And then he was 15th in MVP voting in 2019. So yeah, I'd say that's a good to great career. Good to great. Let's see. Angel Baby says, yep, it's like all the bull I sometimes hear, the way some gold prospectors quietly go out, buy a dredge, then they say they never find gold. I hate buyers that send $1 offer on a single card. I've been ignoring a lot of offers lately just because my app really sucks right now. Like, it's only getting worse with offers. Like, one night I'm like, I've got time. I'm laying on the couch. And I think it took 50 refreshes, which is a significant, because it's not like a second for a refresh. Probably 10 minutes. So to send offer to buyers, and it just spinny wheel, 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 spinny wheel. Oh, you don't have any active items. That's the message I get. It used to be, when this first started happening, it usually I would refresh it once and it started to work. And then it was like, and then the longer it is, and now it's like, it just never works. I deleted the app on my phone and reinstalled it, and I think that made it worse. It's been worse since I reinstalled the app on my phone. And it's a pain in the ass to send offers from the website because I don't want to do a straight percentage on a bulk offer. Because sometimes I don't want, sometimes it's multiple. It's sometimes if somebody offers me $1 a card on like 10 cards, I'll take them. If they're $1.50 cards, if they're $10 cards, no, I'm not. But I don't know. I can't see like on the screen, so I can't just bulk send offers, and it's got to be a percent. And it's like, it can be, what's 33% off. So the eBay app is just, I don't know if anybody else is having this issue. I've had this issue now for months, and it's getting worse and worse from the app, trying to send offers, trying to receive offers. It's unusable in that sense. Like, I just stopped pissing around with it. Good morning, Talking Tatis. Thank you very much. Madison Card Show tomorrow. Meanwhile, you'll see them buying expensive cars, homes. They go out to nice restaurants, but cry poor mouth with a shit-eating grin. Yeah, what's up, Jay? Bray Wyatt passed away. Apparently, he was dealing with some illness. Vince McMahon just didn't utilize him. Bray Wyatt had so much talent, and WWE just didn't do anything with him to highlight his talents. I had heard that he was battling like an undisclosed illness. Then all of a sudden he died suddenly. So I'm not sure what was going on, but that was a gut punch. Terry Funk earlier this week, which, I mean, for Terry Funk, he was like, 82? It's like, wow, I can't believe Terry Funk lived that long. Then you have Bray Wyatt on the other end of the spectrum. Carl says, very impressive dead ball cards. Thank you. Flipping Sports Guy, even 12.5% promotion on eBay is low. People have driven the rate sky high on dynamic. Increasing dynamic ad rate is like the race to zero. And 12, I mean, I thought 11 was going to be as high. I'm going to let it fly for another week. And August is also kind of a shitty time for sports cards. So I'm going to let it fly for another week, and then I think I'm going to drop it back down to 11%. So that's kind of what I'm thinking as far as promotional rates go. Thank you. Angel Baby says it's dark in California. Got you winning 1909 to 1912 Sporting News premiums. Multiple cubbies in the run you'd like. I think so. I think I bought one at the National in 2019. I had money burning a hole in my pocket. Let's see. What was that? 1909 to 12 Sporting News premiums. I'm pretty sure. And I asked me where it is. I have no idea where it is. Sporting News premiums. Oh, so they're kind of like cabinet cards. Or they are cabinet cards. Let's see. Yes, I do. Who do I have? I think I have Johnny Evers. Is he on that chart? I'm pretty sure it's Evers. Let's see. Johnny Evers. 1909 to 1912. It's not listed there. Yep, that's what I have. It's the 1909 to 1913 M101. Here, I'll just show you. So this is the one I have. That's the one I have, Johnny Evers. And on the back, there's a signature, but I think it's just somebody just wrote like his name out. So it's not like it's not a real autograph. It'd be worth a lot of money if it was. The old guys still use Beckett. Everyone else uses eBay comps to price cards. There's Uncle Rich. What's up? Good morning. Like button percent is decent, but could be better. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Mario's in the house. Do you think Wander will sell cheap at the show tomorrow? Cheap? No. Cheaper than last month? Yes. Cheaper than last month? Yes. Cheap, depending on depending on what the comps are and all that. But I think they will certainly sell for cheaper than what they did a month ago. Cooter says, in my opinion, Dr. Jim is the only thing in the hobby with the Beckett name that is not completely irrelevant. I agree with that. 100%. Johnny Boy Cards, happy Friday. Wander will drop for a time until everybody gets over the hype, then prices will average out again. I don't know if they're ever going to average out again. I'm not too optimistic on the whole Wander Franco market. Brian Wolf, good morning. Going to buy a small vintage collection today. Good luck with that. Max says, do you have me on the end? Just mirror my tables from where I was last show. Yes, that's exactly how I have you laid out. So the two tables that you were at last month, it's just you're on the other side. Let's see. Harlan says, not faked, just edited well. It's just like any other reality show. Yes. Good morning, Brian Dean. Claim the loss is the new buy the dip. There you go. Claim the loss, buy the dip. I'm perfectly fine with the production quality. I don't get a good feeling from the guy, honestly, just my opinion. Low roller scratcher. Bray Wyatt passed away. Sad, sad news. Harlan says the CC guys were great to deal with. We sold $300,000 worth of cards through them. Very upfront and honest. Love it. Carl says I deleted Jeff Wilson after one watch. Instantly recognizable Gherkin Jerker. Let's see. Flipping Sports Guy says Low Roller would disagree about NASCAR hurting your show attendance. Bruce in the house. There are people who thought Ramon Martinez was going to be a moneymaker in the hobby, but 400 rookies later, boy, I felt bad. Everybody thought every rookie was going to be the next big thing in 1988, in 1989, and hell, 2023. I seated my own Cubs chat. We need this guy. We need this guy. We need that guy. It's like not. This single A lineup is going to be our 2029 lineup. No, not going to happen. Uncle Rich, I don't have an emotional reaction to cards at this point, so it's not everyone. There you go. There's always an exception. When you sell out for the second time and just start rebuilding, it's all just cardboard. As for Jeff Wilson, he had a great interview on the Panini Fanatics mess with Darren Rovell. I would strongly suggest watching that episode. Flipping Sports Guy sold a 1987 Topps Mookie Wilson at $1.60 free shipping. It's definitely not worth $1.60, but to that buyer, I guess it is. Absolutely. Let's see. Card Hobbyist says someone bought his first Bowman Superfractor for like $16K back in the day. Yeah. Kyle says it seems easier to buy a bulk lot, sell a penny card for a 40-cent profit instead of my $10 card becoming $200. It is. It's a lot easier. O to B. How do I say? It's not Otabay. Otabay. Otabay McDowell started in OKC. Flipping Sports Guy. Gotta love when a World Series MVP who had a solid career can be called a bust by people. That's what happens when guys get too hyped up. Joe Webster. Strasburg had a 31 career WAR by age 30. Truly fell off a cliff after that. Oh man, I didn't realize. I didn't go down to his year by year. Because yeah, he had like a top 15 MVP season in 2019, and then he fell off. Injuries. Strasburg, definitely a hobby bust. Biggest hype behind any prospect I ever remember. Single-handedly put Bowman prospecting on the map. Baseball-wise, dude was a very talented pitcher. Health took him down. Absolutely. Hail Mary hits in the house. Good morning. Happy Friday. Collects in the house. What's this? So I see collects. Good morning, collectors. Look at what's in their title. Collects TCG and sports cards. TCG? I guess it's collect. Is Card Dealer Pro going to be adding TCG? Flipping Sports Guy says by 30 is somewhat misleading. Injuries kept him to just 6 or 7 starts after age 30. Absolutely. Do you want to play a game? Name that player. Let's take a look at the standings. The Geese are coming. Look at that. Flawed Thinker, 7 points. Max right behind him, 6. We've got Harlan with 3. Scotty Dubs. I haven't seen Scotty Dubs this morning. Uncle Rich with 2. Flipping Sports Guy, Diego, Philly Joe, and Card Hobbyist 1 apiece. So we have got a nice little mix of cards today. So some that Uncle Rich will probably be really good at, and maybe some that he won't be good at all. So I think we've got a fun little game. So again, you're just joining. I had mentioned yesterday that I was going to do Topps Chrome Platinum Anniversary. I went to Target, did not find any, and I didn't feel like going from store to store looking for any. So I'm like, I've been teasing since we started this. Like, I'm just going to grab a pile of cards. It is more fun opening packs, but it's become less fun. In fact, it's become not fun at all to open the same junk wax packs and seeing the same players. So we're gonna step it up a notch. And I just I had some piles next to me, and Bronco is here. He's like, yes, my last chance to play. So Bronco, we've mixed it up. I've got 70s cards, I've got 80s cards, and I've got this year. I don't think I have any 2023, but I have some super modern cards. So without further ado, let's play Name That Player. The scoreboard is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. So we're going to go with this guy. So we're going to start old. Brooklyn Dodgers. Who we got? Who we got on this? Anyone? Where's Uncle Rich? Uncle Rich has got to know this one. Brooklyn Dodgers. There we go. All of a sudden, like 4 comments pop up at the same time. First comment was from Max. He says Duke Snyder, incorrect, but a good guess. Not Connors, not the Rifleman. Philly Joe says Pee-wee. We're going to give Philly Joe. He was the first one to say Pee-wee. Card Hobbyist said Reese, followed by Max, Rich, Gooter. It is. I'm going to give it to Philly Joe for saying Pee-wee because it is Pee-wee Reese. So Philly Joe with his second point of the game. Where are we at? Banners. I think I have to hide it and then edit. I guess we didn't play last week, so I'm rusty on updating the scoreboard. Okay, so Philly Joe has 2 points, and go. And delete that one. Save. There we go. Okay, I'll get faster. All right, now we go modern. I was off last Friday because of Joe Madden. I'm going to be off in 2 weeks also. So we will play Name That Player again next Friday, which is what, September 1st? Yeah, I think it's September 1st. But then the following Friday, September 8th, I will be at Club 400 again, this time with Sean Dunston and Brian McRae at Club 400 on Thursday, September 7th. So there will not be a free-for-all Friday on September 8th. All right, who's this guy? Oh, actually, Uncle Rich might know that. Texas Rangers. He looks like a pitcher. Who is it? Let's see. Oh. I don't like how all the comments just come right at the same time. Okay, first guess was Darvish. No. Dunning is correct. Max. Well, a lot of people guessing you Darvish. Dane Dunning. Max. Oh, we've got a fun one on the next one. So Max, I think, is he now tied? Yes. Max is now tied with Flawed Thinker. 7 points apiece. All right. He looked at, I guess, Topps Gallery. Although this Topps Gallery is much better than some of the other artist renderings. All right, this is a fun one. We're going back to the 70s. And I know some of our 70s fans will like this. Where's Herman? This is just a good card. All right. Let's see. Max says Bob Horner. No. Benell. No. There's Scotty Dubs. Biff Pokeroba. Rich. Uncle Rich was the first one. Biff. This is the O-Pee-Chee version. Biff Pokeroba. Let's see. So Uncle Rich with Biff. All right. So Uncle Rich is now at, let's see, 3 points. Uncle Rich. Uncle Rich moves ahead. Let's see. Boy, I am rusty on this, aren't I? That one, save, and show. There we go. Biff Pokeroba. O-Pee-Chee. What's that, 76? No, that's 79. Two of my least favorite designs, 76 and 79. Biff Pokeroba. Now, let's see. We knew what you were spelling out there. Rich says that card should be in your store. It will be. It's on the short list. Maybe today, but it'll get there. Back to the Future reference here. I love it. Make like a tree and get out of here. Let's see. All right, now. So I did this. This is a rookie refractor. I need to get this in a sleeve. I I did this last night, and I wanted to go back. I didn't want like all modern. I wanted to go modern, vintage, modern, vintage, modern, vintage. So back to modern. Colorado Rockies. Colorado Rockies. Who is it? Following up, Biff Pokeroba. All right, and boom. Oh my God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 comments popped up on my StreamYard at the exact same time. So the first one was Terry McDaniel was the first comment on my screen saying Story. Trevor Story. Yes. So Terry McDaniel. And that's his first point of this new round. Terry McDaniel. All right. Now we go back to, now this is a modern card of a vintage player. Modern card, but vintage player. Oh, looks like he played for Minnesota. Who we got? Is it going to show like 8 comments at the same time? Lou is not correct. Fox is not correct. Killer is correct. Killer, Harmon, Killebrew. I'm going to give that to Max, who says he says Kyler. I know he meant killer, so we'll give Max the point for that. Harmon Killebrew. Max, moving on up. So Max has now taken the lead. Max with 8. Jumps over the Flawed Thinker. I don't think is Flawed Thinker. I haven't seen him this morning. Flawed Thinker with 7. Max now with 8. All right. Good. Oh, we got to show it. There we go. Max with 8 points. All right. Max is the nicest high-profile athlete I have ever met. Pretty auto. All right, next up, back to modern. All right, this should be a gimme, right? I'm going to have like 12 comments come up at the same time on my, I'm going to have to probably look up instead of down. I think there's a real delay on comments on StreamYard because they all pop up at the same time. So I have to go up. Terry McDaniel was the first one. Judge. Judge is correct. Aaron Judge. Terry McDaniel with his second point today. And edit. Terry with 2 points. He moves up. Terry. 2 points. And there we go. Card Hobbyist says, my chats used to reach Bo's basement faster. Yeah, it's really weird. I wonder what it looks like on YouTube. I don't know. All right, now we go back. We're doing vintage. Oh, this is a beater. This is going in my quarter box. This is a beater. I had my very first boss in radio was a minor league baseball player in the Royals system. And in spring training, he had to face this guy. And he's like, it was the scariest at bat I ever, like kid fresh out of college. We got a couple correct answers. It is not Rose. It is not Forsh. It is the mad Hungarian, Al Hraboski. Al Hraboski. Uncle Rich back on the board. Let's see. Uncle Rich now with 4 points, and he now moves into third place. Moves up ahead of Harlan. Bud Thinker with 7. Uncle Rich with 4. Go, save, and show. The mad Hungarian Al Hraboski. All right. Oh, we went back-to-back vintage here. This is going to be tough because I don't want to show the signature. All right. Who do we got? I think this is a Dell. This is an old Dell stamp, I think. 71 Dell stamps. Uncle Rich will be able to confirm or deny. Looks like he was an Atlanta Brave. Let's see. Not McCovey. I'm going to need full name on this because it's not Hank Aaron. I'm not going to accept Aaron, but I will accept Peter K. Steinberg. Tommy Aaron. Yes. Tommy Aaron. Atlanta Braves. PK Steinberg, what's up? Welcome to the chat, and congrats on your first point. Let's see. Hide and show. Oh, wait. Hide and hide. Edit. There we go. All right. PK Steinberg. And show. Tommy Aaron. And now we go modern. Oh, this is a fun one because this guy freaking mashed for about 3 weeks. Detroit Tigers. Oh, so Rich wants to see. So here's the back. So I think it is 71 because he says Tommy Aaron was used sparingly in 1970. So pretty sure that's a 71. Shelton is correct. Chris Shelton. This guy had like one of the greatest months a baseball player could have. He freaking mashed in April of 2006 or 2007. And I think it says it on the back. Chris Shelton. So let's say who was the first? Bob Hamlin, good answer, not correct. Scotty Dubs got Chris Shelton. Chris Shelton, not too many players could match the start to the 2006 season that Shelton had. The first baseman came out of spring training swinging, and when the dust settled, he had registered 24 hits, 9 home runs, 17 RBI, and 12 runs in his first 13 games. Wow. Chris Shelton. Scotty Dubs back on the board. Let's see. So Scotty Dubs is up to 3 points. So he's in a tie with Harlan now. Scotty Dubs. All right. Oh, we got to show that. Okay. So we've got Max in first with 8. We've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We still got quite a few cards left. 6 or 7, I think. So now we go back to the vintage. We're going back to vintage. We go back to the 70s. So we got to take the comment down. There we go. Ooh, we've got another Detroit, back-to-back Tigers. So, hey, you Detroit fans. Detroit Tigers. Not Charlie. Nope, it's not Charlie Huff. It is Cooter. Oh, Philly Joe beat you. Philly Joe, I'm going to give you low-lish for Philly Joe. Philly Joe. Mickey Lolich. What's going on with the I think that's my penny sleeve. Oh, yeah. That's just my penny sleeve. I'm like, what's going on? It kind of looks like it's part of the card. Mickey Lolich. First one up, Lolich. We're not going to take off for spelling. I know you're fast typing. Cooter was right on your heels. So Philly Joe is, I thought he had, he had 2. He's now at 3 points. Philly Joe. So we got a 3-way tie. Philly Joe, Harlan, and Scotty Dubs. All right. Let's see where we at. Back to modern. We go to Beantown. That is correct. Terry McDaniel. Oh, showed the wrong one. They're coming in fast. Terry McDaniel was the first. Raphael Devers. Is it Devers? I don't watch enough Red Sox games. So Terry McDaniel. Where are we at? Terry. Where's Terry at? Terry has 3. Oh, we got a 4-way tie now with 3 points each. No. Steve has a question. I may have an answer. Michael says, people answer before I even see the card. Max says, I saw Terry's Devers before the card. Hit the restart. All right, we're going back to the 60s. I'm covering this up because I think there's an on-card auto, which I may send this in for I pulled this out of a bargain box. So I've got to see what autograph. It's probably not worth spending the $10 for a quick opinion, but anyway, here's the card. I'm covering up most of it because there's an autograph on there. White Sox. This may be a tough one. Maybe not. Scotty Dubs. It is. Dave DeBuscher. Wow. Scott and Rich. I'm like, it's going to be tough for these guys to get this one. But there's an on-card auto in ink. But it's like, do I do a quick opinion to sell this? I don't know. I don't know what a Dave DeBuscher autograph sells for. So Dave DeBuscher is correct. Comments coming in fast and furious. So I keep. Scotty Dubs was the first. There we go. Dave DeBuscher. So Scotty Dubs separates himself with his 4th point. And he now ties Uncle Rich. Dubs. Uncle Rich. You know what? I actually enjoy this more than opening packs. Didn't think I would, but I do. I really do. It's fun. Now, a Chrome Platinum Anniversary, it would be fun to open that just because I might get a hit. But a 91 Fleer, I know what's in there. What in the heck was that? Is it raining? Pay no attention to me. Where are we at? Okay, we got to hide that. Okay, next up, we're back to modern. Oh, another Boston. Michael says, mix is fun, need football. Let's do football next week because we're getting college football starts tomorrow with some shitty games. So I think we'll do a mix of football next week. JD Martinez. Wow, we got a lot of people. I thought this might be a little trickier, but I guess not. Terry McDaniel. Did you boost your internet today? Wow. He's got that fiber optic internet today. Terry McDaniel's first, and he is jumped up to a tie with Uncle Rich and Scotty Dubs. Terry McDaniel with his 4th point. Moving on up. Terry McDaniel. Save and show. JD Martinez. All right. We've got 4 cards left. 2 vintage, too modern. Let's see. Bronco says, I'm just going to guess Terry is seeing the card before Bo picked them last night. All right. This is going to be a tough one. This is going to be a tough one. Where's my 70s fans? Where are my 70s fans? St. Louis Cardinals. This is what, 1976? Yes, 1976. Oh, I see a correct. I see a couple correct answers. Wow. Where are we at? Okay, Falcone. Pete is the correct answer. Pete Falcone. How about that? Uncle Rich. All right, Uncle Rich, 5 points. And he is now alone in third place behind Max and the Flawed Thinker. Pete Falcone. I thought that was going to be one of those where I'd have to start giving hints away. I guess not. All right, back to modern. We've got 2020 Bowman Chrome. Who's this guy? Cincinnati Reds. Let me hear you. Cincinnati Reds. Aquino is correct. Max is the fastest fingers. Max gets Aquino. Joe Webster was right there behind you. Aristides, who I believe, isn't he in Japan now? I think he's in Japan. So Max with the point. And he extends his lead. He now has a 2-point cushion. 9 points for Max ahead of the Flawed Thinker with 7. Uncle Rich has 5. Scotty Dubs and Terry with 4. Harlan, Philly Joe with 3 each. Flipping Sports Guy, Diego, the card hobbyist, and PK Steinberg with 1 point. All right. And we have 2 to go. 2 to go. All right. Another Dell stamp. All right. Ooh, this is going to be hard. Any Braves fans from the 70s? We might have to give some hints on this one, and I don't even know if I can come up with any. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. Tommy Harper, not correct. He's a pitcher. Not dressing. I will read you the back of this stamp. This pitcher, card hobbyist says, I'm a Braves fan, but no clue about 70s players. Pitcher, bats right, throws right. Born 1942, height 6'6", weight 185. Injured all during 1970, did not pitch. Was workhorse in Braves bullpen in 1968 and 1969, appearing in 114 games. Holy crap. Has never started a major league game. Good hitter. I see a correct answer. So let's see. It's not Hoyt Wilhelm. It's not Jarvis. Not Wilhelm. It is, though, Cecil Upshaw. And Michael Renicky dropped Upshaw. So, yes, Cecil Upshaw. Cecil Upshaw. Uncle Rich. And we're down to one last card. We go back to modern. So, Uncle Rich now is with 6 points. He's on Flawed Thinker's heels. All right, one last card. You should get this one for modern guys. Baltimore Orioles. Baltimore Orioles. Cecil Upshaw broke his finger dunking a ball while showing off, which cost him the 1970 season. Adley is correct. So the first one, Max was the first. Adley Rushman, little mojo there. Adley Rushman. So that does it. And Max extends his lead Where are we at? So Max is now at first to double figures, 10 points for Max. So there's your standings. Max with 10, the Flawed Thinker 7, Uncle Rich 6, Scotty Dubs 4, Terry McDaniel has 4. I think was Terry's all today. Harlan with 3, Philly Joe has 3, Flipping Sports Guy, Diego, the Card Hobbyist, and PK Steinberg 1 point each. How about it? Bronco says, was I not first or was it the spelling? You were not first. So here's in order. Here's my chat. So I had Uncle Rich with Cecil Upshaw talk. Bronco said Zach Greinke. Card Hobbyist says I dunked 2 if I was 6'6". Max says Rushman. Boom, boom, boom. And then Terry said Ruthsman. And then Bronco said Rushma. None of you spelled it correct. And then Michael Renicky said Adley. And then Joe Webster said Adley. And then Max says Rushma. And then Card Hobbyist says Rushman. And then Rich says MD makes it to double digits. And then Bronco says, was I not first or was it the spelling? So Bronco, on my screen, you were actually third. Because I would have taken Ruthsman also. We don't have to get spelling in particular. Steve, I did see your question. I'm an hour and 36 in. I've got a busy day. So let's table your question until Sunday or Monday. How about whenever you come back, we'll hit your question. Let's see. Card Hobbyist says, I'm now the Aquino of Name That Player. First time I showed first on my screen, but I don't know that doesn't mean it was first. Yeah, it's weird how it all shows up. And the thing is, I'll get those probably came over like at the same time, but on StreamYard, it just puts them all in order. I don't know if it's in order, but it places them. Anyway, so I've got to go. Busy day today. Madison Card Show tomorrow, 9 to 3. You can get there early. Dealers start setting up at 7. If you want to pop in at 7:30, that's cool with me. Just if a dealer says, yeah, leave me alone, leave them alone. But you can come spend your money as early as you want. So show runs 9 to 3. Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive, 125 tables. We are sold out of dealer tables, so there will be plenty of dealers to buy from. Spend your money with 62 dealers at 125 dealer tables. I'd appreciate it if you come look at my bargain boxes upstairs, Capitol Ballroom. I'll have some supplies as well, top loaders, card savers, and 25-cent boxes. What else? Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. So there will not be a Hobby Evolution tomorrow morning. There will not be a Hobby Evolution tomorrow morning, but there will be on Sunday, and that is when we review the Madison Card Show. So see how it went on Sunday morning, and then we'll be back at our normal time Monday morning at 7 a.m. Central. So Steve, come back Sunday or Monday, and we'll answer those questions. So have a great day. Have a great weekend. Hope to see you at the Sheraton Hotel tomorrow. If not, I'll see you Sunday for Hobby Evolution. Have a great weekend.